My name is Jubilee Lipsy, and most of you know me as the author of My Brother the King, which is a biblical fiction Bible study series on the life of David and Jonathan. And this is the first of a couple videos that I wanted to release in the midst of publishing my first book series. And I wanted to call these videos the Index of Impact. It was basically videos honoring different groups and speakers and writers that have shaped me as a person and as an author as well, as a Christian, as a Bible lover, any and all of the above. And today I want to start with The Chosen. As you can see, I've got my fish hoodie on. For those of you who don't know, have been living under a rock, The Chosen is actually, I think it's the first of its kind, a TV series on the life of Christ. And so many people love The Chosen. I have been following them since the beginning, so I may seem late in releasing this video, but I have to tell you why. I am a writer, as you know, but long before I knew that God had awakened inside me a deep love for the Bible. I was saved at a very young age, raised in a Messianic household, which means someone that loved to celebrate the Jewishness of Jesus and how he fulfilled all the Messianic prophecies of Scripture. And my entire life has been spent growing up alongside the heroes of Scripture. They're my family, and for years their stories were the primary means through which I grew in my faith and got closer to God. God hid specific Bible stories in my heart early on, and I've been carrying the torch for them since I was a little girl, just trying to figure out what he wanted me to learn from them. And I became obsessed with biblical culture and character development, and I just wanted to discover what was between the lines of these well-known accounts that we often gloss over. Now, my post-college years were spent fighting through things like trauma, writer's block, and the daily grind of just becoming the type of person who would be ready to write what God had put inside me. In the midst of all this, I watched The Shepherd around Christmas time and was deeply moved. This was The Chosen, their first sort of prologue movie around Christmas time. And I had always thought someone should make a Christmas movie from the shepherd's point of view. I even pictured him as a crippled man who would be healed by meeting the Christ child. And I was thrilled when I saw that. It was just such a special way to celebrate that Christmas. Then 2020 happened. I began to work from home, and with this transition came a huge realization of how much time I was wasting in my daily life, how I was not doing things that were wrong, but they weren't contributing to what I wanted to be known for, my legacy. And during that time of being at home, God lit a fire in me. You know, there's no other way to say it. He started me on a course I hadn't planned and didn't see coming. And throughout the next 8 months, I dove into my writing and these writing projects with a passion and a steadiness that I hadn't experienced before. It was like the floodgates were open and it was just time. And during this intensely emotional roller coaster of writing and wrestling, knocking on traditional publishing doors and persistently believing God was up to something, guess what was behind the scenes keeping me alive and in love? The Chosen. Now, this is not my only brush with, biblical film. From the Ten Commandments to One Night with the King, I've read and watched just about every rendition of Bible movies and books that exist. And The Chosen is like no other. I have never encountered anything so close to what has burned in my heart for years. The Chosen honors our biblical history while inviting people to embrace their place in the family of faith like no other show has, because there's the historical aspect, but also the personal. I cannot tell you how it fueled my faith to watch the episodes week after week, discuss them with my family, and hear Dallas's own personal updates. To see him wrestling with his calling and wondering about the show's impact was so good for me as I was writing, and it was a privilege to pray and support him on the back end. And after many Nathaniel moments under my own fig tree, you'll know what that means if you've seen The Chosen, the work God placed in my hands became the biblical fiction trilogy and Bible study that you see today online, which was released in 2021. Long story short, it was a miracle. God used The Chosen to encourage me to knock on non-traditional doors and trust the timing of the Lord while embracing my calling with boldness. But more than that, it's given me hope that the deepest dream in my heart is coming to fruition, to see the church take back the media and tell stories of faith the way they should be told. this past year, God has taken those dreams from the background and brought them to the forefront, and he's used the chosen to do it. It's so exciting to see him up to something and to know that we're going to be a part of it. Now, I hope we all can continue to support each other in the future in the way that the crowdfunding has helped the chosen. I'm not sure what the future is going to look like for all the things that we're doing individually and what the chosen is doing, but I know that this is something we're all meant to be a part of on some level as the church. And as I'm praying and seeking God about the next steps of fulfilling my calling, I'm beyond grateful that the chosen is blazing the trails that they are doing. So I would encourage you, I'll leave some links in the description box below, but I would encourage you, if you haven't checked it out, to check it out as the episodes are released. It is crowdfunded. If you've been following along, it's crowdfunded, but everything is voluntary. No one has to pay anything. And as the episodes are released online with live streams, then they show up for free in the Chosen app. So this is really just revolutionary and an amazing way to get the story of Christ into people's hearts and homes. And it's been years now, and we're seeing so much impact from this show. But I wanted to talk about how it personally impacted me and just say thank you. So thank you, Chosen. Thank you, Dallas and team. Everyone else, check out The Chosen if you haven't yet. And just follow those links in the description box below. Get the app. And I think season 3 is in the process of coming out right now, and it is epic. So thank you, Chosen.